control. It's
This
a
is
good
an
quest.
awesome side quest.
Okay, let's do it.
You mans! Here, Redania Camp Army! No cross, no boat steal!
Redanian army? Where are you hiding them?
In here! Me! No see mans? Join me! King Ravodid Army!
Right.
Order God,
Exactly.
I
God
did the voiceover.
voices!
No, I'm kidding.
Boats are in pretty bad shape.
I would feed that character.
Me, God boats, rich say.
Yeah. Obviously, if
But
you
no
haven't,
wood for
because you haven't
to
played,
make
most of you haven't
drink.
played, shouldn't have played, unless
Dead
you're a critic or
boats
reviewer.
are
But yeah,
so
the king's name is
we
Radovid, not
drink,
Ravidid.
Exactly.
Make a boat.
But he's a troll.
Boats,
Give him a
God
pass.
boats.
Well, he's not a grammar Nazi, right?
Why'd you join the army? Someone recruit you?
Crude? No crude. Come good soldier mans. Say chargy man wants boats. Peasanters, they steals peasanters' boats.
He's a very keen
That's
soldier.
the Trollolol. No.
Think I do. Redanians seized some peasants' boats. Thought the peasants might try to take them back. What happened next?
Did you do that quest?
Chargy
No, I
man
didn't.
go.
Alright.
Soldier mans drink and sing. Not sing. Listen, troll. Both. Come, peasanters, swing sharpie sticks.
I love.
I help one army. Runner to runner. Holla, peasanters. Holla, soldier mans. Gentle.
Gentle.
Move them apart. But all lie down. Soldier mans too. But order had me
I get
watch
it.
boats. And watch I. Trollolol soldier man now.
That's his name, by the way.
Trollolol just sing too. You for sing you?
No thanks.
Ah.
Heard you earlier. But
Come on,
listen, where are
Geralt.
the bodies?
Don't be
Don't
spoiled
see
for
any.
it.
Hungry go. Should no waste. Peasanters good food. Soldier man friends. Not so good big stew. Always good.
Guess I understand. Wartime rules?
Man's soldier man too?
No.
No. Makes man soldier man. Trollo, chargy man. Say, bring paint. And man brings paint.
Paint? What are we talking about?
Geralt, I love how Geralt is like
Hey!
so embattled and
Hey,
flustered
gallery?
in this game. Like he's like,
White
guys, I just have
gallery?
someone to find. Like I
City gods?
don't have time for this right
No
now.
city go.
Exactly. After having killed a bunch of
Trollolol.
creatures and all sorts of
What?
enemies, you end up in this conversation.
Yeah, you're like, what?
Fine. I'll try to find some paint for you.
Good mans. Redani army. No service forget.
So, let's.
And cheat and murder. It can never did you go.
Love this bit.
Now in the army goes to you. In the all. Your boy now in the army.
I think that's enough
I want the MP3.
as a ringtone.
Love it. So we do have a request. Once we do this quest, do our thing. But some people want to see Gwent.
Whoa.
Some people wanna see
Gwent, we didn't really want to do right now because it takes a lot of time to get into it,
Yeah.
and I think more people, like judging by the feedback we got earlier, would be looking forward more to the action for
Okay.
open world exploration. So unfortunately, we'll have to disappoint this one fan.
Okay.
Learning the basics takes time, and
Exactly.
you have
Sure.
to go through it.
Yeah, this is something we actually wanted to talk about. Like, our mini-games are not mini-games per se, just for the sake of having mini-games in the game. Like, Gwent is a full-fledged, awesome sub-game in the whole game, totally part of the whole lore. Plus, you can gather a lot of game cards, I think 140 game cards throughout the game world, so it nicely ties into the rest of the adventure. It's a very, very cool thing, but it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, Gwent is pretty darn good. Yeah, you guys definitely took instead of like a bunch of little like shallow mini games, you definitely took let's make one big mini game that kind of spans the world and kind of connects everything.
I don't even think it's fair to call it a mini game anymore.
Yeah, it's not. In the same way that like you couldn't really call like Blitzball a mini game in Final Fantasy X or you know, Triple Triad a mini game. Like those were just games that were within a game, and Gwent definitely feels that way. But no Gwent today.
But you can surely try it out in a full game. I know that sounds bad, but still.
No, and I'm actually planning a feature on Gwent. I actually
That's
really
awesome.
like Gwent, so I'm going to be doing a feature just about Gwent and my thoughts on Gwent.
So now we are closing in on Oxenford. This is where King Radovid the Stern resides with his part of the army, and it's not easy to access.
No passage.
Case of the plague surface in the city or something?
The plague? No. We're to not let folk in the city. It's an order, so I don't, unless someone's got a pass.
What kind of pass are we talking about?
Well, a normal one. A transit pass.
Who issues them?
How should I know? I'm a lowly soldier.
Self-awareness.
You're talking to the messenger. Like.
Farewell.
Right, so Łukasz, do you know any way to get around this gate?
Yeah, we can take a shortcut.
Alright.
A shortcut.
I highly encourage you to take the shortcut.
Is this a shortcut of the legal variety? Oh, nice.
It's a shortcut of a very dangerous variety. Alright, so this is again to emphasize that the open world is not a linear adventure. Like, if you can find or come up with a solution, an idea, a workaround to get into places, then you can probably do it, and just solve situations like this.
Even the monster contracts, correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I feel like even the monster contracts, the monster, like picking up the monster contract to hunt and kill a monster from a notice board, that's not what generates the monster. The monster exists there in the world, right? So you could theoretically just be wandering around and you could stumble
this
upon.
This is a very important and very, very cool part of the game. So every monster there's a contract for is a part of the game world, a part of the environment, and there are several ways you can make contact with them. Like, for example, as you said, you can pick up the contract from signposts, learn about the monster, and then track their marks down and get to them. Or you can stumble upon their marks by your simple exploration. So basically, you can
by just talking with some poor villagers.
Exactly, like you can even eavesdrop on two villagers talking, like there's been some mysterious disappearances and stuff like that, and that kind of gives you a point of interest on the map or something to examine. Or you can actually stumble upon the monster and duke it out and then find out whether there was a contract for him. Some contracts will be cancelled if you kill the monster before finding the contract because the people will go like, reward? No reward. Go have fun in the forest, whatever monster you kill, for free, of course.
Should we take a tour about, or just go for the troll quest?
Let's go back to, or what? It's up to you, Vince. What do you want to do?
No, let's do Trollolol a solid. And,
let's get his paint.
Let's get some paint for Trollolol.
All right.
He seems like a good sort. Maybe he'll sing us another song.
Exactly. It's highly rewarding. Let's get back to Oxenford because now we have found the passage.
And trolls are definitely not the type that you want to, you know, disappoint.
You don't want to troll a troll.
No, you don't. So yeah, you just were like, well, forget everything. I'm just gonna jump off this bridge and swim to shore.
Well, they probably think you're dead.
Yeah.
So this is Oxenford. It's another city in the game world. It's not as big as Novigrad, but it's a fairly decent city. It's right next to Gustfields, fairly rich region of the world.
Yeah, and this is a hot spot for artists.
Yes, this is a place we wanted to check.
Ah, yes.
It's not that one.
Yeah,
is it that one?
no, it's a different barber, but still, this is where you can get fancy. No, the other barber is in Novigrad, but we can go there as well.
Yeah, there's a few barbers I ran into a barber in a pretty random out in the middle of nowhere island in one of the other game areas.
There are several.
So,
Real-time beard.
Yep.
In action.
which is awesome. And actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but whether or not you let that beard grow out will impact some conversations that you have later in the game. I don't know if you know the ones I'm talking about specifically. I don't want to get spoilery.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
not get into the details.
Okay. Well,
Oh, you're a completely different person, Geralt.
I'll say, you know, what I'll say is someone noticed that I let my hair grow out, and yeah, worked out in my favor. Just gonna say that.
So long.
It's a neat detail.
Looks awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
You're fabulous.
I need to change armor. So
Because it doesn't go well with your current hairstyle, of course.
my hairstyle.
So back to Twitter for a second. Janet Kowalska, thanks so much for watching, Janet. Throws to us, wants to know, after the story, can I still play in the open world? And I can answer that one. I know, of course, that you can. After you defeat the final challenge, the game will kind of bring you back. It'll reinstate the world state from right before that fight and just put you out in the open world, but without access to story quests. So you will no longer be able to do anything that's story related. It does not mean you cannot affect the world. There are still side quests
Many locations.
and many locations where you can change the world and see the results of your decisions on the lives of the people of the land.
Plus, as you have mentioned earlier, by the time you finish the story, you probably have not maxed out your character yet, and
Right.
you still have a lot of room for development and a lot of other challenges that you can find in the game world that you can prepare for and explore.
This is another feature. For example, if you encounter a shopkeeper who's specialized in some part of well,
some form of commerce that they are focused on.
Yes, you cannot sell them every items you want,
Right.
because a guy who's a herbalist doesn't want your swords or your bombs. So
Vegetarian herbalists will not be interested in your meat products.
Yeah,
Sure, and what
so that's important part of economy.
it is, because something that I found early, first of all, something I really appreciate about the game, and this is even on normal difficulty, not even on hard difficulty, which I can't wait to dig into more. But even on normal difficulty, I found that early in the game I was broke all the time, and I love that. Because in most RPGs, honestly, you reach a point very quickly where you're just so rich that money doesn't even matter anymore.
Exactly.
And you just don't care about where you earn it or how you earn it. It's just always there when you need it. And that was not the case for, like, you'll reach a point in the game where you'll get a pretty nice payday. Again, don't want to be spoilery, don't want to say what that is, but you get a pretty decent payday, and that will kind of fish you out of whatever hole you might feel like you're in at that point.
Exactly.
And kind of set you up pretty well for the rest of the game. But even then, you can't be reckless with your money. Like, you always have to be careful about, you know, how much wear and tear you're putting on your equipment and spending money to repair it, and buying and selling things is always really important. Like the pelts that you get. The pelts are some of the best-selling items in the game, but there's so few vendors that will actually purchase them. So if you find a vendor that'll buy a wolf pelt, buy a bear pelt, buy a horse hide off of you,
then you can get rid of them from your inventory. But still, their money repository is limited, so you cannot just spam the pelts on everyone.
Exactly, that's the thing too, is that even if you find a vendor that does buy and sell that stuff, if they only have a couple of hundred crowns in the bank, they could probably only buy so many off of you. So it's interesting. The economic model is actually surprisingly, it's refreshingly kind of stingy and realistic, where you have to.
And you can kind of make a living if you want to. Like, if you want a few extra crowns or whatever, if you pay attention to the prices in the different regions, you can actually benefit from the situation.
Yes.
Like buy cheap, sell expensive.
Right.
And yeah, this is something our game designers put a lot of effort into. So everything you have in the game has value. So there's no real junk. You will find junk items, of course, but even they have value.
Yeah, and still you can dismantle
them and make them into
ingredients.
Yep.
Raw materials. Right. Follow.
Private Snake, report on order.
Just so happens I have some paint on me.
Oh! 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 Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Has paint, but how? Dunno.
No skills. General trait of any
Might be a
troll.
problem.
Man's how no. I order. Man, no.
Yes, Geralt, please give the troll
do.
painting lessons.
Depends what.
Birdo colory. Redania Birdo. Shields like.
Let's do it.
Do it. Let's
totally do it.
Guess I can give it a
Geralt's
shot.
got this.
Got a brush?
Beautiful. Pretty Birdo.
Beautiful.
Think so?
That's my next tattoo right there.
Man's good. Not like other mans take cues.
He likes us.
Good stuff.
You see the paint?
Yeah, exactly. It's there. I think it's wonderful.
So there you go. Your choices change the world.
Exactly. Another day, another huge difference Geralt made.
Saving the world.
Exactly. One troll at a time.